Hey, what's going on, guys? This is part 2 of the U.S.'s involvement in the Korean War, USA's involvement. All right, okay, prime example, okay. The country of Norway operated a MASH hospital, mobile army surgical hospital, and they did amazing things. And the hospital had a dental clinic in there. But for a while, for about a year and a half, the Norwegians didn't have a dentist, and an American dentist did the dental work on that base. Eventually, a Norwegian dentist came, and the dental work was good as well. I'm not saying that, not to take anything away from what Norway did in the Korean War, but the Americans supplied the Norwegians a dentist. Also, as I've said before, the U.S. brought the Ethiopian soldiers to Korea aboard a troop ship called the General McCrae. The U.S. brought the Canadians to the Korean War. The ship was called Private Joe Martinez. The Philippine soldiers were brought to the Korean War by the United States. The troop ship's name was Sergeant Sylvester Antalak. Reason I'm saying all this is because the U.S. needs to be proud of what they did in the Korean War. And the United States had a fighter plane called the F-86 Sabre that basically ruled the skies of Korea during the Korean War. And they tried to share that with the Australians. The Australians had a fighter plane called the Meteor, but the Meteor was by and large ineffective against the North Korean MiGs. So the Meteor went back to doing ground support missions. Australia did amazing things in the ground support missions using the F-51 Mustang as well. I'm not degrading anything Australia did in the Korean War. They did amazing things. But this is not to take away anything that America did in the Korean War, and America did a lot of things right in the Korean War. They were not perfect, but they did a lot of things right in the Korean War. So, God bless the U.S. Air Force for the F-86 plane and the F-86 pilots. The F-86 planes also covered a lot of South Koreans and foreigners in Seoul when the North Koreans invaded South Korea. The U.S. F-86 fighter plane really covered a lot of their evacuations, and in other cities as well, really covered a lot of evacuations to make sure that the refugees evacuated safely. So God bless the U.S. Airmen and the U.S. Air Force for that. So as I said before, we really need to be proud of our country because they did amazing things. And then America was generous in awarding a lot of the soldiers from other countries medals. As I've said before, Thai soldiers, rescued 4 U.S. POWs, prisoners of war. That was one of their first missions. The U.S. awarded these soldiers with the Bronze Star. Raymond Berenger, who was in the Army of Luxembourg, he was a hero. He would shoot his machine gun, cool down his machine gun, shoot his machine gun again. That repelled a lot of Chinese invasions. The United States awarded him a Bronze Star as well. They awarded Raymond Berenger of the Luxembourg Army Bronze Star. Also, when the South African Air Force and the U.S. Air Force flew together, the U.S. Air Force made sure the South African Air Force got decorated with a lot of medals. And they awarded the South African Air Force a lot of plaques as well. So the United States was very appreciative for what the other countries did as well. Also, the U.S. Marines were able to hold off a lot of Chinese and the Jiangxing Reservoir. They were able to hold them off so a lot of refugees could evacuate the town of Hungnam. So a lot of refugees could evacuate that town. So God bless the U.S. for all they did. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless, and bye-bye. Bye-bye.